Welcome, Shabbos Kavod Oneg. This week, Parshas Yisro. Once again, we have a recurring guest, Rabbi Rafi Mollot, with us. He'll be with us shortly. Just want to share a quick idea. Obviously, this Parsha is chock full of fantastic things. Last week, we ended with the Melchamas Amalek. This week, we have Matan Torah, Yisro, Geros. Just a nice idea that I remember hearing a couple of years back from Rabbi Dr. David Gottlieb at Or Sameach when I popped in for a share. So we know that one of the main things that Judaism brought to the world, and again still stands as like the model in certain ways, is monotheism. So it's a beautiful clue, like a simon that the Torah clues us in to another thing that Klal Yisrael brought to this world. If you look carefully at the psukim, right before Klal Yisrael received the Torah, so it says that there was kolos ubrakim, thunder and lightning. Okay, if you look shortly after Matan Torah, it says kolos and lapidim. Thunder and lapidim is typically translated as torches. So it's an interesting shift in the terminology of what was part of this, this incredible presentation of light and sound. So Rabbi Gottlieb wanted to say that what this points to is the methodology in which people serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this also refers to a lot of things going on nowadays, is that to many, religion is perceived as all or nothing. It's that lightning. Lightning is bright, it's incredible, it's powerful, it's shocking, but it goes out in an instant. It's infrequent, it happens where it happens, and then it's done. That was one methodology of serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this would be more like those that try to isolate themselves and stay their whole lives in meditation and possibly, depriving themselves of different physical pleasures, etc. Once Matan Torah happens, the Lashon changes to lapidim, which is torches. A torch is not nearly as bright as lightning. It's definitely not as powerful as it, but it's steady. It's on. If you're on a winding road and there's no light outside, would you rather be guided by lightning or a torch? Yes, the lightning will light up the entire, route for you, but at the end of the day, it goes out in an instant. Whereas a torch stays steady. The continuity is there. It's something that you can rely upon. So this is what Matan Torah was mechadesh. It's what Matan Torah brought to the world. This concept that when one is connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and they see their life, eating, drinking, getting married, having a family, these various components that can be deemed physical components that might, one might perceive as at odds with the spiritual component. But Matan Torah was mechadesh. It introduced us to this fact that no, this is really one and the same. It's part of one lifestyle. And again, it might not always be as bright as the lightning, the guy sitting on the mountaintop meditating to himself. But at the end of the day, it's constant. And obviously, sometimes the fire grows bigger. Sometimes it gets a little bit softer. But it's something that can be maintained in continuity. Without any further ado, Rabbi Rafi Mollot. Have a good Shabbos.
Shalom, y'all. My name is Rabbi Rafi Mollot, and I've got this brick wall behind me because in life, sometimes you just run into a brick wall. And what should we do when that happens? We learned from this week's Parsha. Everyone knows the famous story that when Hashem was going to give the Torah at Har Sinai, at Mount Sinai, the other mountains, they vied and they competed. Who should be the mountain upon which Hashem gives the Torah? And our rabbis tell us that among the mountains that vied for this great honor was a mountain called Har Tavor in northern Israel, and another mountain in Israel called Har Carmel. And we know they each bragged, "Give it on me, I'm so big, I'm so beautiful." And Hashem chose humble Mount Sinai. However, even though he sent Har Tavor and Har Carmel back to Eretz Yisrael where they came from, even though they traveled all the way to the desert to receive the Torah, he said, "Your efforts are not in vain. And even though I didn't give you now the reward you were waiting for, I will pay you for your efforts. And not only will I pay you for your efforts, since I didn't give it to you now, and I'm pushing off your reward to later, I'm going to pay you with interest." He said to Har Tavor, "Because on Har Sinai, I'm going to declare, Anochi Hashem Elokecha, I am Hashem your God," using the word Anochi. "Upon you, in the future, my prophetess, Devorah, is going to stand, and she's going to say two Anochis. She's going to say, Anochi la Hashem, Anochi Ashira. I am for Hashem, I shall sing. And to you, Har Carmel, to whom I didn't reward you now. On Har Sinai, I said, Anochi Hashem Elokecha, I am Hashem your God. On you, I'm going to say two Hashem Elokechas. When in the future, Eliyahu Hanavi, Elijah the prophet, will face off against the prophets of Baal, the priests of Baal, and prove to the Jewish people that there's only one God, Hashem. The whole Jewish people are going to declare upon you, Hashem hu Elokim, Hashem hu Elokim. Hashem is God, Hashem is God. So we learn from here that when we exert our efforts to try to achieve a certain result, and for whatever reason Hashem tells us right now, I'm putting up the brick wall, I'm saying no right now, but your efforts will never be in vain. I will pay you at some point in the future. Wait for it. And I'm going to pay you with interest. We should take strength from here that even in our present, when our efforts are not always met with the results we want, we should look forward to a brighter future that Hashem has in store for us. Everyone have a wonderful Shabbos. Bye-bye.